Be sure to visit my Facebook group, HollywoodShono Gaming, for the latest gaming needs. Also, check out my Twitch at HollywoodShono and my HollywoodShono YouTube live streams for all premieres of past live streams on Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you a Borderlands 2 test on the Surface Pro 7, which you can see it is currently running here. Alright, so now that we have everything up and running on the Surface Pro 7, I'm going to show you guys the graphics that I have it set at. As you can see, I have it at 1600 by 900. Let's put it up to 1920 by 1080, which is obviously the optimal sexy resolution, as it'll maximize the pixels. So let's change it up here. So field of view I have at 70. For the purpose of this test, let's put it at 100. And everything else should be just normal. Texture quality is medium. Game detail is medium. I'm just going to have it at the defaults. And let's hop into the game. So my guy is currently level 16. And I have played with EI Brax 97p Hard and Savage Wolf. But if you're running off a Surface Pro 7, this is what you can expect. So you can see, even at 1920 by 1080, I'm still getting over 30 FPS on a Surface Pro 7, which is pretty impressive. Pelted by rocks. We need to get out of this corner. Bullet monitor stress otherwise. Yeah, you can see that even with medium settings, 1920 by 1080, Surface Pro 7 can handle this pretty well at about 45 FPS. Now, granted, this is an older game, so I don't expect like this game not to be able to handle it, but the fact that everything was pretty crispy is pretty impressive on a Surface Pro 7. This is a tablet you can take to work with you. This is a tablet you can play off of in the bathroom. And I'm using the wireless Xbox adapter, also made by Microsoft. Let's see if we can find some more enemies. You can see even the field of view, and we're handling almost 60 FPS playing Borderlands 2 on a Surface Pro 7. Let's see what happens if we increase anything else. Let's put the field of view up to 110. And can we raise the resolution? Yes, we can. Let's try 2560 by 1440. I know that's not an optimal resolution for the Surface Pro, but it is doable because it is higher than a 1440p screen. Again, I don't know why you'd want to play this in 1440p on a Surface Pro 7, but you can see that it's even getting about 30 FPS. Let's see what happens when we actually get into a fight. You can see there's a little bit more stuttering, but it plays just fine. If you can get used to things being a little bit slower, like Nintendo Switch level, you shouldn't have too many issues. Let's try some sniping. Yeah, no problem whatsoever sniping. Again, if you gotta maximize your frame, and this is with the field of view at 110, we're still able to get 30 FPS just fine. Pretty impressive, honestly. It's getting between 30 and 40 FPS. What type of pistol actually has a sniper sensor? Yeah, this one apparently does. Only in Borderlands. Somehow we stabbed that while we were changing guns, but yeah. I'm pretty impressed with the way that Borderlands 3 handles on the, or Borderlands 2 handles on the Surface Pro 7. Very impressive. Nice damage there. Alright, let's try a smaller resolution. Let's try 720p, which is probably going to look like garbage. But it'll probably handle 60 FPS just fine. Oh yeah, no problem. Actually, we're pushing closer to 46 to 70 FPS, depending on where. Probably the field of view being up doesn't help it yet. Let's try to turn the field of view down. Let's go to like 90. Yeah, basically 60 FPS. Anywhere from 51 to 68. A bit of a stutter there while sniping. So yeah, you can see when you have electrical frame rates, things are a bit down. So yeah, you can... Wow, we're even getting 90-something FPS when we're in a more closed off area. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Wow. Yeah, now we're getting like 90 FPS. And you can see the GPU is pretty taxed. This is a 10th gen Intel processor, but with no GPU, like actual like graphics card, like a NVIDIA 2060 or anything like that. There's only so much you can do, but yeah, Borderlands 2 handles just fine, even hitting 100 FPS on the Surface Pro 7. That's pretty good. Okay, now we're getting some FPS. Yeah, you can see the CPU is really bogged down. So if the CPU is not bogged down, it's not going to cut into your frame rate. So let's go back to this other area where we're getting like 90 to 100 FPS. And let's try the highest resolution we can go on here. What the hell? Why would you want 4K on a Surface Pro? I don't get it. Let's try it. Granted, the details are at the default medium. It loads, not very well. Yeah, it looks like we're getting between 10 and 20 FPS. Yeah, you can definitely tell. Don't try to play this in 4K. I don't even know how it's holding about 20 FPS, but somehow it is. About 15 to 20 FPS. Yeah, don't play this in 4K. Let's try the native Surface Pro 7 resolution. Okay, so at the native resolution, you're going to get about 20 FPS. That's not very impressive. Keep in mind the GPU and CPU are heavily bogged down. Yeah, it looks like you're not going to get more than 20 FPS, so yeah. If you don't mind cutting the resolution down to 1080p, you should have a problem playing this game. Let's take it back down to 1920 by 1080. And now let's go around for a couple minutes, go find a couple enemies. Okay. Oh yeah, a little bit of lag scoping early on, but I think once you get used to it, it's not so bad. Yeah, so I think for the optimal gameplay, you probably want to play this in 720p. But if you can handle 30 FPS, there's no reason you can't play in 1080p. Not at all. Let's see if we can find a couple more enemies, engage in some more battles. Yeah, anything over 30 FPS is deemed playable. And this is definitely playable on a Surface Pro 7. Here's some more enemies. We'll light them up with some acid. Shock and kill that bully bomb. There's another one. Hit him right in the face for 1150. Hit that one for 1150. So yeah, now it's hovering around 42, 45. I don't know why the CPU gets taxed so heavily, but when it's not, the FPS is pretty good. As you can see, now it's pushing over 50, so as long as the CPU isn't throttling, you can get pretty good frame rates even at 1080p. Bam! That was a lot of damage. Yeah, no problem at all sniping. yeah, you could definitely enjoy this. And I think even at 1080p, if you're getting like 45, 50 FPS, you can definitely enjoy the game pretty reliably. So what do you guys think about the Surface Pro 7 and Borderlands 2? I know I did a review of World of Warcraft on a Surface Go, and people really love that review. So I want to cover more games. If you guys want to see more content like this, please smash that like button down below. Let me know what else you guys want to see tested on a Surface Pro 7, and have a wonderful day, kids.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!